So we're back with more viewer brews. This is Mirror Marvel coming to us from Nerd King 21. And it is, as you would see, an Aetherworks Marvel deck. So for those who didn't play Standard at the time, Aetherworks Marvel is a 4-mana artifact. It says whenever a permanent you control is put into a graveyard, you get an energy. And you can tap it and pay 6 energy to look at the top 6 of your library. You may cast a spell from among them. That is, cast it without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. So if we hit some of these big bombs in our top 6, we get to cast them, which includes the Eldrazi Titan triggers on casting. So the rest of the deck obviously has to be built to have 6 energy by the time we can drop Marvel, so that we just have the energy ready to go and can activate this immediately. So our energy cards are Attune with Aether, go fetch a basic double energy. Thriving Turtle, ETB, make 2 energy, and it's a 0/3. Also, if you attack, you can pay energy to give it a counter, but we're probably never doing that. Servant of the Conduit, make 2 energy, or tap and pay an energy to get a mana. Glassblower's Puzzle Knot, ETB, scry 2, make 2 energy. You can pay 3 and sack it to scry 2 and make 2 energy. Woodweaver's Puzzle Knot, ETB, gain 3 life, get 3 energy. 3 mana sack, gain 3 life, get 3 energy. And that's all the energy cards. There were other options that we could have played, but chose not to due to space, remaining cards in the deck. So then we've got Aetherworks Marvel, of course, and then there's Beseech the Mirror, which is primarily going to be used to just go fetch Aetherworks Marvel. So it's basically Aetherworks Marvel number 5 through 8. And we can sack Glassblowers and Woodweaver's Puzzle Knots to it. Unfortunately, that's not too much stuff to sack. It's only 8 cards, but hopefully that's enough. There's a 1 of Shieldred in case we have... this is basically for the situations where we have Beseech, but we don't have the energy to actually activate Marvel immediately. So this is just a different thing we can go get. Also, sometimes we may just be able to just cast Shieldred anyway. And then our payoffs are going to be Emrakul, Ulamog, and an Atraxa. There were other payoffs we could have played. This seemed like the best ones in terms of like the best possible hits off the Marvel. So one issue with this deck is going to be, what if one of these cards isn't in our top 6? In which case, well, we're just out of luck. And the odds are not great. They are favored, but they're not favored by a lot. So this is definitely Glass Cannon. Lands are pretty straightforward, mostly bug lands, Mana Confluence. This is mostly because we have to have early blue and green mana for these guys so that we can consistently cast these on curve. But at the same time, we need triple black for Beseech the Mirror also on curve. So Mana Confluence. And then, of course, Aether Hubs because these also generate energies. Sideboard. So I've opted for 4 Duress mostly to beat the counterspell decks, because obviously if the only thing our opponent has to counter is Aetherworks Marvel, they can just hold up counterspells and then we can never get it through. Aether Meltdown, this is for aggro, where we just need something to stop aggro, and this incidentally gives us energy. So Flash, enchant creature or vehicle, get 2 energy, enchanted creature gets -4/-0. Kozilek's Return is also for aggro matchups where they have a bunch of creatures with 2 toughness, and then we can get it back from the graveyard later when we cast an Eldrazi Titan to just completely wipe the board. It is red, and we only have Aether Hub and Mana Confluence, and then maybe sometimes Servant to fix for it. Night of Dusk Shadow for Amalia. Elder Gargaroth, this is just another threat that we can play that is something that is marvelable. That's like actually a good creature, but also somewhat castable, being 5 mana. Mostly, again, for like aggro matchups where they're probably going to have a hard time dealing with it. Or just for like the highly interactive matchups where we just need more threats. And then Follow the Thran. This was suggested by one of our chatters to fight Lotus Field. I'm not sure how good this actually is, but it does seem like a funny meme, so let's just go ahead and do that. That's going to be the highlight of the league if we actually manage to Fall of Thran Lotus Field. Anyways, so this is Mirror Marvel. Let's go into this league with some trepidation, see if this actually works out. All right, we're on the play. We've got a bunch of energy, but no payoff, but I think that's acceptable. We're playing against a Giganta deck. All right, with this hand, we don't have to play a tune immediately, so I think I'm just going to play Aether Hub and pass, and then we'll just play Glassblowers next turn, figure out what we're doing from there. Down to the Bugbear, Ornithopter. Okay, well, we drew Emrakul. We never actually want to draw these cards, so that's unfortunate. All right, Aether Hub, trigger, Glassblowers. All right, Beseech on top and Botanical on the bottom. So this here. Over to them. Voldaren Epicure. So obviously they didn't have that last turn. Blood discards Resolute Reinforcements. Okay, so it's Convoke. All right, let's not spend energy if we don't have to, although we probably are going to, because I'm probably just going to cast both the tunes this turn. Tune with Aether. Let's grab Island Forest, and then spend an energy to make green. Cast a tune. Grab the forest. Back to them. Yep, 2017 Aetherworks Marvel in 2024. Warden of the Inner Sky. Tap to get a counter and scry. Put it on top. Oh, we drew a Traxa. Ugh. All right. Seach the Mirror, cast with Bargain, black, 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 colorless. Sack Glassblower's Puzzle Knot. All right, we gotta hope we hit. Aetherworks Marvel. Cast this. Spin. All right, we did hit. All right, do I want Emrakul or Ulamog here? I guess Ulamog, question mark? How much can Emrakul really mess up what they're doing in Convoke? Not really, right? All right, let's cast Ulamog. Boom. Targeting Warden and the white mana. All right. Glass Cannon off to a good start. So Convoke, we definitely want Kozilek's Return and Elder Gargaroth. Now, it's going to be a bit tricky as to what we actually cut, because we can't really cut any energy cards, and we can't cut any of these payoffs. And Sheoldred's good against Convoke, or it's good against aggro, rather. So what in the world can we actually cut? If I'm running Kozilek's Return, it makes Servant slightly worse, because it means that we don't want to kill our own Servant. But then again, Servant is one of the 12 cards that can actually cast it. I can cut some amount of stuff, but not a lot. I'm thinking Elder Gargaroth is probably better than Sheoldred here, but I'm not sure. So let's cut Servant, Sheoldred. I can't cut payoffs. Or I could probably cut one payoff, but Elder Gargaroth is worse than any of these. Maybe it's better than Emrakul, question mark? Like, there are board states where they can have just a bunch of creatures out, and the Emrakul is not going to actually allow us to kill them. Maybe I'll just get rid of another Servant. All right, let's do that. Double mana Confluence, eh? Well, we're not throwing this hand back. Keep Warden of the Inner Sky. All right, mana, Turtle. Give us some energy. We drew Ulamog. Maybe this deck should have like a Valakut Awakening in it to put this big stuff back on the bottom. I'm not sure. Thalia. Oh, man, this is rough. All right, mana. Tune with Aether. We do have to fetch Swamp up. Back to them. These mana Confluences are going to do a lot of damage. Oh, man, and we cast the spell up Beseech 2, so we got to get to 5 mana, and we got to get 6 mana before we can do anything with it. I guess we can put it in our hand, right? If the spell's Bargain, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. If the spell's value is 4 or less, put it into your hand if it wasn't cast. Okay, so we can just pay 5, get it into our hand, I suppose. This is why Omniscience was in the deck. Yeah, but then you're hitting Omniscience off the Marvel and still need a big thing in your hand. Puts the card on the bottom with Warden. Another Emrakul draw. Yuck. All right, Puzzle Knot. Taking more damage. All right. Well, we want land, and I guess we want a tune. We're just going to die before we get to this, though, eh? I guess I'll put a tune on the top in case the situation changes and I want to change what's on top of the deck. Redain. Well, we ain't winning. Casts locks it on. Yeah, we're dead. There's no reason to continue. We're just going to lose this. All right, so cutting Sheoldred's absolutely incorrect, as is Servant. But then that leads to the question of what do we actually keep? Or cut, rather. They just have like really good white stacks creatures to deal with what we're doing. If we can't cut anything else, I guess we're just cutting 3 Titans, right? I would probably usually like to hit Ulamog more than Emrakul, I think. So I guess let's do that. 2 lands, including a tune. All right, we're good. Oh, we got Marvel too. So Blooming, a tune with Aether. Go grab a Swamp. Warden. Ooh, Glassblowers. All right, let's just so Servant alone is not going to be enough to get Marvel up and running. So let's just get Servant, but let's get Servant down anyway. All right, Aether Hub. Tap this, cast Servant. Thalia, yep. Ooh, another attune. Okay, so I can play Servant and then I can use this Servant to attune for the other land, I suppose. And that would put me at 6 energy. But then I don't have the mana for Marvel to go off next turn. The alternative is to do what? Okay, so this Servant puts me at 7 energy. Then we attune, go down 1 energy to 6, go back up to 8. And then I have to pay 2 off the Servant, so I'd have exactly 6. Okay, so Servant. The old build was Teamer Energy, so maybe you could make it Jund so you have Volcanic Spite and still play Beseech. Well, we could play like Harness Lightning if we wanted to. I opted not to, but maybe it's correct to do that. Or I guess as far as you mean is just to get the cards back into our deck. I do feel like I need a Valakut Awakening or something in here. All right, I don't technically need the other Swamp, but I probably should just grab a Swamp. Yeah, all right, grab a Swamp. Back to them. Also, Spite puts it on the bottom, right? You'd rather shuffle it in, not put it on the bottom. Redain, ugh. So it costs 7 to cast Aetherworks Marvel? God damn. Ugh. Wow. 7 to cast it. I mean, we will get there. All right, Hub, make another energy. Tap, tap, tap. Glassblowers. Yeah, don't want these. Bottom these. Am I attacking? I'm not going to block any of this, so I guess I'm attacking. Swing. I also could have held these open just to activate Glassblowers and stayed even on energy. That seemed like not great, although attacking them also isn't great. To be fair, they haven't even hit me once, so they're going to deal, what, 6 to 7 damage this turn maybe? Warden, and they swing. Yeah. All right. So we have exactly enough to pay for it, right? Yeah, so Marvel, tap, 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 tap. All right, we got a hit. There's Emrakul and Ulamog. All right, so we cast Ulamog and we kill the Warden. That's big plus Redain probably. Cast Ulamog, trigger, kill that and that. Resolute Reinforcements, sure. All right, they've got one card in their hand, which they can, I guess, blood away. Or they can Sheffet Dunes to pump their team and attack, but I still don't die. I am in a position where I can't really afford to attack them, eh? Gleeful Demolition on the Marvel was their last card. Huh. I can still actually beseech for it, but then I'll be not enough energy, right? I could just beseech for Shieldred in this situation. Warden, pump. It's 3 counters before it has flying, right? So let's say I attack them, right? If they don't block, I just go grab Shieldred and they die. If they do block, they block with like a crappy 1/1, and then I still have 2 blockers plus Shieldred to block, which is fine. All right, combat, attack with Ulamog, trigger, boom. All right, I assume they'll block. Yeah. All right, block. So beseech, bargain, tap, tap, black, tap, tap, eat glass blowers. Where's Shieldred? Cast Shieldred, play land, go. Why didn't they put Gigant in their hand last turn? They had the Monadu, right? Because they spent 2 on Gleeful and then they had 3 left over. All right, we got it. Okay, 2 mana along with Servant and Turtle, and I have to spend the Aether Hub mana in order to even cast them in the first place. But we have Marvel in hand. I guess I'll keep. Man, having an Emrakul in hand is basically a mold of 6. The second Aetherworks Marvel is basically a mold of 5, right? Because we don't want both of them. Copperline Gorge, so it's Gruul. Oh, it's a Tarka Red with Monastery Swift Spear. Gotcha. All right. Well, the Turtle will rectify that. Ooh, Woodweaver's Puzzle Knot. Hub, tap for blue, Turtle. All right, what are we in store for? Burning Tree, Smuggler's Copter. Ooh, Botanical Sanctum, so now I don't have to spend the mana. All right, yeah, let's play Servant. So next turn I can play Woodweavers, and then I can play Marvel and spin. Den of the Bugbear. I guess I could also just play Marvel and then play Woodweavers. Smuggler's Copter plus Burning Tree attack. Discarded Case of the Crimson Pulse. When it enters, discard a card, draw 2. Solve it if you have no cards in hand. Upkeep, discard your hand, draw 2. Plays another Smuggler's Copter. All right, Hub. Yeah, I guess it's more mana efficient to just play Marvel right now. Yeah, let's do that. All right, Marvel, tap, 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 tap. Over to them. The 3 life's gonna help, yep. Soulscar Mage, Swift Spear, Copter. All right, so we can block Burning Tree and take 7. Wait, they're not attacking with their ground dudes? I'm confused. Yeah, okay, there we go. Swing, all right, Copter triggers. Discard Questing Druid. Really? All right, discard Case of the Crimson Pulse. All right, block Burning Tree. All right, we're at 9. We got a hit. Puzzle Knot. Trigger. All right, spin the Marvel. What do we get? Ulamog, Emrakul. All right. In this situation, it's probably Ulamog eat both of the Copters, right? I guess I could also, if I grab Emrakul, I can force them to crew one of the Copters and attack and loot away whatever card they have that's the best, and then swing in with a creature that I can also block with Servant, and then the Emrakul is just here in play to block the other Copter, and I can make them waste resources. All right, let's cast Emrakul. Okay, I've never actually taken an opponent's turn on Moto before, so I'm not sure how this works. Atarka's command, Burning Tree. All right, so I can make them waste this, I guess. So let's crew this with this, and then let's go to combat. Attack with Copter, Soulscar Mage. Trigger the Copter. I would like to draw. Play with fire. All right, let's discard Burning Tree. So block here, then we will play with fire the Burning Tree Emissary. Yeah, okay, just stack these. Can I not stack these? All right, there we go. Man, Moto's really chugging, eh? Okay, there we go, finally. Man, it's like there's a lag time every single time it tries to resolve anything. Okay, resolve this, and then Atarka's choosing opponents can't gain life, and you can put a land into play. So green, red. All right, so we emptied their entire hand and killed a bunch of their creatures. Seems pretty good. All right, back to us. We drew Shieldred naturally. Wow. All right. Well, we got him dead in 2 hits with Emrakul. So, I mean, Emrakul does have trample. Okay, so combat, swing. Okay, Shieldred, tap, black, tap, tap. Play with fire on us. Sure. Yep, so we won that game. All right. Versus Atarka Red, Aether Meltdown, Gargaroth. The question is, of course, what do we cut? Man, what do we cut is such an issue, isn't it? It's not going to be Kozilek's Return because they got too much stuff that survives it. All right, we can cut all the Servants, I think, because we're bringing in an equal number of 2 mana or 2 energy adders that are better at blocking their stuff. And then for Gargaroth, we can cut, I'm going to say Ulamog. Is that or Shieldred? All right, let's get rid of an Ulamog, I guess. I think Emrakul's better against them than Ulamog is because they have a lot of spells that we can waste. All right, looks good. We got the energy. We've got possibly turn 4 Beseech. We have 2 black mana already. So we're going Turtle into either Puzzle Knot or Aether Meltdown, depending on what they have. Kumano. All right. Drew Emrakul. Botanical, Turtle, Soulscar Mage, which will enter with an additional counter on it. I'm probably going to want to Meltdown this. So let's just hold our mana open. Ooh, Attune with Aether. Now we still got to hold up Meltdown. So the next turn we'll go Puzzle Knot plus Attune for the other swamp. Just don't take too much damage. So Kumano flips. Combat. Swing. All right, block here. And we'll see if they do anything to pump the Soulscar. They are indeed pumping the Soulscar. All right, Meltdown here. That does kill our turtle, but it's fine. We're saving damage. Maybe I should have just hit this one. I don't know. We would have taken 3, but just saved the turtle, so they'd have to have another thing to get rid of this next turn. All right, so shock this in, Attune with Aether. We drew Marvel. Grab Swamp, Puzzle Knot. We're at a healthy 17 with enough energy to go off next turn. Inti, swing. They did choose to discard, and they discarded Bushwhacker. Exiling, Monastery Swiftspear. All right, take 3. Aether Hub, trigger, Marvel. All right, let's spin. We hit Ulamog, cast Ulamog, eat these dudes. There's also the option of maybe hitting their lands as well, but I think this is fun. Boom, 2 down. On the play for match 3. All right, triple black along with a bunch of mana. Ooh, they're a Yorion deck. Okay, so that could be blue-white control, or it could be like some sort of BTL thing. Overgrown Tomb, go. If it's blue-white control, we're going to be in for a rough time. Oh no, Hallowed Fountain, it is blue-white control. All right. I don't think that there's anything specifically that I want to hit off the top, so let's just play Woodweavers first. I actually don't even have the curve, right? I guess I do have the curve if I sack Puzzle Knot, but then I can't bargain. It doesn't matter anyway. They're blue-white. They're just going to hold counter spells open. All right, Glass Blowers. Dovin's Veto. All right, if you're vetoing that, I'm happy. I am happy for you to veto that. Sunken Citadel. All right, I should play around Make Disappear, so let's play land. Glass Blower. Now it's another veto. All right, Tune with Aether. I guess the only color I'm missing is Island, so grab that, back to them. We're also 1 energy off of actually the Aether Hub. All right, I mean, if they have another counter spell, they've got another counter spell. Like, what are we going to do? Beseech, bargain, black, black, black. Tap this one, eat Puzzle Knot. No! All right, farmland. Well, we're out of actions, and we're drawing lands, so back to them. I mean, if the game goes long enough, we actually can hard cast our huge bombs, right? Yep, there's Deluge. No, it's a fairy. Oh, hard cast Shark Typhoon. Yuck. All right, top deck Marvel. It's Ulamog. Well, we're really far away from doing that. We're just going to die to the Shark Typhoon now. Heck, all they need to do is go land, flashback, Deluge. We lose. Servant of the Conduit. All right, play Servant. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're 1 off of playing Ulamog. Yep, Deluge. Wait, it's the mana, right? It's the value. It's not the mana you've spent. So they make a 4/4. Yeah, okay. Attack with the shark. All right, we go to 19. There's Teferi. They make a 5/5 shark. Ugh. Man, even if we top deck a land for the Ulamog right now, I think we're still losing. We didn't. We hit Marvel. That's going to so get countered. All right, Marvel. Yep. All right, they got it. Okay, Duress. That's probably it. What do I not need? I guess the Thriving Turtle is the weakest energy giver in turn. Well, the Thriving Turtle and the Woodweaver is like our life, and having a 0/3 doesn't matter. I guess the 0/3 slightly matters in that it can block a Samurai token or something. I can't even really block a Samurai token. I may also want Elder Gargaroth just because it's a bomb that I can just like play later in the game after they counter everything. So let's see, I can't cut my bomb, so I have to cut my energy producers, right? So what are the worst energy producers? I'm going to say it's Turtle but you need these for curve reasons, right? So it's probably some combination of Woodweavers and Turtles. We also have some amount of Beseech fodder still needed, although, again, we're playing against the counterspell deck. So these Duresses have to do some heavy lifting. Let's cut 2 Turtles. If we're cutting Puzzle Knots, then probably we got to go down on Beseeches, right? Let's cut 2 Turtles, a Beseech, and 2 Puzzle Knots. My sideboarding would probably be radically different if I had more experience with the deck, but that's my gut instinct. This hand, wow, we got double Duress, but we have 2 Ulamogs in our hand. Jeez. So it's like a mold of 5 that has 2 Duresses in it. I guess I keep. I probably got to Duress them immediately so that I can play Puzzle Knot on curve. I don't know. Maybe I don't even need to do that. Yeah, maybe I don't need to Duress them immediately. I probably don't. I probably need to get up to like 5 mana and then go Duress and then Marvel or something. So I'll use the Puzzle Knot to find lands. One of the issues is against control. Gone are the days where you can't just sit back and play lands until you find, your bombs, because they'll just kill you before you get to them. Play this tapped, go. Maybe I shouldn't be getting rid of Wood Weavers because it adds 3 energy as opposed to all the other ones that only add 2. Well, there's another land. All right, hub, play Puzzle Knot. Well, Marvel is on top, and man, we just need the energy, right? So I guess I need both of these. So top, back to them. Tap land. All right, I am going to take this opportunity to go Servant Duress, so let's Duress them. Verdict, March, Absorb. All right, so let's take Absorb, then play Servant. Green, this one. So we're off on the amount of energy we've got. So I've got to Scribe with the Puzzle Knot. I'm not going to Duress this turn, therefore I attack, and then they march our guy, which is fine. Combat, or they don't, which is also fine. Attack with Servant. All right, they're at 18. Pass to them. They really should just march our guy. Like, marching the Marvel doesn't matter. We already get to spin off of it. Hallowed Fountain, tapped. All right, end step, sack the Puzzle Knot. Top decking a land and a Beseech. The Beseech I actually can't do anything with, so let's bottom that. Top the land. Back to us. All right, let's Duress them to make sure they don't have a counter. Shark Typhoon, Worldly Light. All right, let's just Shark Typhoon. Man, 2 of the Ulamogs are already in our hand, though. So, the verdicts are fine. I don't care if they verdict me. They also have Otawara in their hand. All right, so I guess I just take Shark. So shock this in, play Marvel. I cast the spell at instant speed, right? So I don't actually have to do it now. Although if I hit Ulamog, it's really good to do it now. All right, let's just do it. Spin, we hit Emrakul. Cool. All right, cast Emrakul. Not that that matters because they'll just sweep it up anyway, but maybe I can do something? I guess I can spend their Otawara on bouncing Servant. Or no, okay, I can use March of Otherworldly Light to exile all the white cards in their hand, and I can March Servant of the Conduit, and then put Otawara into play, and then they don't have a way to kill Emrakul. So I can go put Yorion in hand, then March exiling everything that's white onto the Servant, Otawara in play, and then their hand is just Memory Deluge and Agonjo after that. So activate the Yorion. Actually, hang on. So Otawara, play this, then Yorion into hand, then March here, exile all the white cards. Are these actually clicked or not? I can't tell if they're actually checked. Cast March, target, click, click, click. I don't see a green tint around them. All right, there we go. That's fine. What is going on? Why can't I cast this? March, target, exile, 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 cast, adjust or cancel. X is currently 6. This mana costs 6 less. Adjust to reduce the value of X. X or less, right? Okay, I don't want to adjust. I'm fine. Adjust. That's fine. 6 is fine. It just won't allow me to finish casting it. Okay, 2. Done. It won't allow me to finish casting it without paying mana. Oh, right, I have to pay mana for the initial thing. Gotcha. Okay, done. There we go. All right, so now their hand is just a Gonjo Deluge and whatever they drew for turn. Man, if they drew friggin' Wandering Emperor after all that. All right, combat. Attack with Emrakul. Nope, down to 5. So they got to find an answer to it in the top 3 cards of their deck, I guess. Memory Deluge. Cycle Shark Typhoon. Plays a tap land. All right, we dodged the Emperor. So, like, we don't actually have to curve, right? So we can just not play the Turtle, and we can just play the Wood Weavers instead. All right, that's fine. Submit. 3 mana with a tune for Marvel. 2 Eldrazi Titans in our hand. No Duress or anything. Like, do I have to mull to Duress? That seems... Surely not. Like, if I have to mull to Duress, then this matchup is atrocious, right? I don't even actually have enough energy to even cast the Marvel on curve, even if I did get it. All right, let's mull. The Eldrazi Titans in our hands basically means it's already a mull. All right, that's a lot better. What am I putting away, though? I guess I have 2... I'm going to find 2 lands with the Attune so I can put a land back. So let's put back Confluence. Yeah, okay. So Marsh, Attune, grab Swamp, Hallowed Fountain, tap. We drew our island. All right. Attune. Go find Forest, play this tapped, go Island, drew Emrakul. All right, Aether Hub, back to them. So I guess we test the waters next turn with Sheoldred. It'll get countered or something, and then we'll see where we go from there. It's important to do something that they have to interact with on turn 4 so they can't cast Deluge. All right, Sheoldred, Absorb, Sunken Citadel, Beseech the Mirror, which we have nothing to bargain. So I can't even use the Marvel even if I cast it now. I think it's still important to make them not be able to use Deluge. I'm just going to cast it. Like, if it gets countered, it gets countered. It was going to get countered anyway. Like, I could hold on for Duress, but I don't even have the 6th energy anyway. I guess I could have beseeched for a duress, but I still didn't have the energy regardless. All right, let's just cast beseech without bargain to put the card in our hand, right? So black, 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 this one. Yeah, they're just countering it anyway. All right, back to them. So we're 4 away from Ulamog, and we're 4 away from Emrakul. Shark Typhoon, yep. All right, we lose. Tune with Aether. Go grab the last basic. Play it. Over to them. Yeah, they're not even bothering to put Yorion in their hand. All right, cast Servant. Resolves. We get more energy. Wandering Emperor, make a 4/4. They didn't bother to activate it? Huh? All right, we get hit by a shark. We're still too far away to actually play anything. Puzzle Knot. Maybe the move earlier was to beseech for a duress. Then they would have just countered it and then just held on to Marvel, but regardless, we just didn't have a duress anyway. All right, Woodweavers. Obviously, I'm not attacking them, so back to them. I actually want them to use Field of Ruin so I get a land into my graveyard, but they're not doing it. Pumps the Samurai. All right, no blocks. Is there a reason to sack Puzzle Knot now versus not doing that? If I drew Beseech, I would want to have bargain fodder, I guess. All right, Elder Gargaroth. Hopefully they don't have a counter. They only have 2 cards in their hand. All right, they did not have a counter. Pump the Shark. No, they have Get Lost. All right, Get Lost. And they clearly just drew it, because otherwise they would have played it last turn. So we're at 7. This next, or no, we're at 4. The next attack is for 10, 11 damage. So it doesn't matter whether I pop this Puzzle Knot or not. I guess I may as well, though. All right, pop the Puzzle Knot. Glass Blowers, Puzzle Knot. Well, we're dead, right? I can block here, but then I'm just dead to the sharks. We have 3 types in our yard and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Yeah, we're dead. On the play for round 4. Wow, this hand's awful. Okay, mull this. We're playing against another Yorion deck. No. Wow, this hand is also pretty bad. Ugh, do we go to... So even if I keep this, I'm putting 1 Marvel back, and then it's basically like mulling to 5. We've got 1 thing that gives us energy, and then actually the Beseech is also like a Marvel. Yeah, let's just mull again. Okay, keep this, put back Atraxan Emrakul. And then we've got 2 Puzzle Knots. No, it's blue-white control again. Okay, well, play this, play Puzzle Knot. What's on top? Aether Hub, Puzzle Knot. All right, I don't want another Puzzle Knot. Let's keep Aether Hub on top. Hall Storm Giants. Aether Hub, trigger, and we're just gonna crack the Puzzle Knot. Tapped Hallowed Fountain. All right, crack this. Blue, Woodweaver, Servant. I don't want either of those. Bottom. Oh, what are the odds that they don't have a counter spell? Just like so bad that they don't have a counter spell. We're not getting it through another turn though. So, all right, shock this in, cast Marvel. A resolved. That doesn't necessarily mean we're home free though. All right, let's attempt to resolve. Wait, no more lies is legal now, right? Yeah, so I need to play around that. Cast Puzzle Knot. It resolved. Well, I guess I want more energy if this is gonna keep happening. So top the puzzle. No, actually I want to bottom these because I want maximum chance to actually hit, right? Yeah. So bottom those. Activate Marvel. We had Emrakul. All right. Cast Emrakul. Opponent flashes in Wandering Emperor. Sure. Activates to just pump itself. Very well. Temp Lockdown, Teferi, Farewell. Oh, man. Okay, so the Temp Lockdowns don't matter. The Farewell matters. If I don't play a land this turn, it means they can't Farewell next turn. But they can still Teferi and then tuck the Emrakul. I don't see a combination of doing anything that matters here. Okay. Option number 1, I don't play a land. I just cast like Lockdown just to get it out of their hand, sack up my own Puzzle Knot, and then the Lockdown doesn't do anything. Or I just minus make a Samurai, Lockdown, sack my Puzzle Knot. Then they untap, they play an untapped land, play Teferi, tuck my Emrakul, right? Option number 2, play a land, play Teferi, have Teferi tuck itself. Then they still have the option to Teferi or Farewell. I could go Teferi, tuck the Emperor, and then... But then they just have an active Teferi, right? Then all they got to do is untap. Actually, no, if I play Hengegate Pathway, then Sunken Citadel enters tapped. So unless they draw another land, they can't cast Farewell, meaning they either have to draw a land for the Farewell or they have to play a second Teferi, get rid of the first one, and then tuck Emrakul, but then they still just have a Teferi in play. Oh, that's rough. That's so rough. All right, let's play Hengegate. Let's play Teferi. Then let's tuck Emperor. Actually, hang on. Emperor... Pump the Emrakul, tuck the Emperor, and then we'll just pass. For some reason, Moto doesn't consider this revealed either, so we've got to makeshift our own reveal window. All right, they're plussing. They drew Verdict. Yeah. Trigger the Marvel. Get an energy. All right, we can get up to 5 energy by sacking Glassblower's Puzzle Knot. Sack the Puzzle Knot. Blue. This one. Bamf. All right, bottom that, top the Servant. Cast Servant. Get me some of that energy. They have Farewell, which can exile artifacts, so whether I do this now or later, it's irrelevant. Spin. All right, well, we hit nothing this time. So, I mean, I hit Beseech, but what does it even matter if I cast that? So I guess the best is to just hit Puzzle Knot to scry. All right. Actually, hang on. So I can cast Beseech. I don't have to bargain it, right? There's... How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're going to for sure Farewell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's just cast Puzzle Knot. Another Marvel on top. All right, and an Aether Hub on top. So I'm going to get 5 energy off of all of this. All right, top, play Botanical, go. Omen of the Sea was their other draw. Maybe I would have been better off just not playing anything on it, like not playing Teferi, not playing a land. Yeah, there's Farewell. Pop Puzzle Knot. We're unfortunately in a position where we're one short of actually having... Oh wait, no, we have exactly enough. I don't know, I miscounted that. All right, bottom the Aether Hub. Top this. So that resolves. Everything gets exiled. I don't know why I thought I was one short. All right, Marvel. Spin the Marvel. They have another Teferi in their hand, right? So the main things that matter are if I hit Emrakul versus if I hit Ulamog, right? If I hit Emrakul, it's better to do it now. If I hit Ulamog, it's better to do it on their turn. Let's just spin it now. Spin. Well, it's Ulamog. All right, cast Ulamog. Exile Teferi, and I guess this manland. Yeah, this manland. So unfortunately, they still have another Teferi. Yep, there's the new Teferi. That'll tuck Ulamog. Well, can't do anything over here. Back to them. I mean, they can literally kill us in 2 hits just by activating Hall, right? So, unless our next draw is literally Woodweaver's Puzzle Knot, I'm pretty sure we're just dead. Yep, Hall. It's Turtle. I mean, I guess if they don't have removal... No, they have Temp lockdown, right? Yeah, okay, we're dead. All right, so it's Duress in... Turtle out. I'm even wondering how good Gargaroth is in this matchup. They just have so much removal. I like it because it draws cards, and because it has Vigilance, it doesn't get eaten by Emperor, but I don't like it because it has no immediate effect on the board. All right, let's do this. All right, we do have a Duress in hand, and we've got a bunch of energy, so we're keeping, despite the fact that one of our cards is Emrakul. Yeah, we kind of need to wait for the turn that we slam a thing down, right? We can't just Duress them immediately. So pass the turn. We need to wait for the key turn that we take their thing. Hall Storm Giants. Hub. Drawing Ulamog's pretty bad. Servant. All right. Well, there's Beseech. We're going to be one short, right? I play Woodweavers, and then this is and then these are black sources. No, we're going to be 2 short because these are the black sources for Beseech. Let's just arrest them now, I think. No more wow. No more lies, dispute, Omen Teferi. Okay, so we're just never, ever getting through their counter spells. Jeez. I guess if I take no more lies right now, I can at least resolve Woodweavers. The alternative is just take Teferi because we're going to lose to that long term. They got another 3 looks with Omen. I guess it's more important that I at least resolve this. So let's just take no more lies. Woodweavers and attack. And they play Omen. 1-1. Hallowed Fountain. Shocked so that they have Mystical Dispute open. Yep. All right, let's just keep hitting them. Swing. Play Marsh. And then we're just going to pop Woodweavers on their turn. Plays the Citadel. All right, pop Woodweavers. Go to combat. Swing. All right, I see no reason to cast Beseech right now. It's just going to get countered, so let's just pass. Tap land, no Teferi this turn. Play land, go to combat, swing. Same deal, I'm not going to cast Beseech. I guess I could have cast Beseech and paid for Mystical Dispute if I didn't attack them. How much mana am I up to? 7 plus 2 card types. Yeah, we're short a lot. Not casting Teferi. So they've got double Dispute now. I think that's fine. All right, let's cast Beseech with no bargain. See how they respond. Because they do have to double Dispute it, assuming that's their counterspell. All right, Mystical Dispute. We're going to pay for it. Then here comes the second Dispute. All right, attack with Servant. I mean, the Servant is putting in work. They're down to 8. All right, we're finally casting Teferi. Or, yeah, okay. Teferi plus 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Glassblowers, Puzzle Knot. All right, that doesn't change anything. Combat, attack. I mean, I'll never get enough damage in, so I may as well attack Teferi just to get his counters down. All right, Teferi's at 3. Puzzle Knot. Puzzle Knot resolves. There's a Duress, but the Duress doesn't matter if I cast Eldrazi Titans. It's more about just getting mana. How far am I away? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah? I mean, that's assuming they don't kill Servant either. All right, bottom Duress, top the land. Then Teferi pluses. All right, if they have Hall mana open, then I can't attack them anymore, right? Yeah, there's Farewell. All right, pop the Puzzle Knot. Another Servant and a land on top. Well, I guess so. Top. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, we're still multiple turns away. Okay. What? Nothing else to really be done. I guess I could have just dug for Marvel. assuming it even resolves. I wonder if they'll demo field me here. Yeah, because I put both on top. Yeah, that's fine. I'll still go get a land. Black. All right, land. Go. 2 away from Ulamog, many away from Emrakul. So activate Hall. So we're on a 3-turn clock, no, 4-turn clock from this thing. We can potentially make it. Another Ulamog. Well, now we're much less likely to make it. Hall is Storm Giant. We're at 10. Emrakul. All right, now it doesn't matter because even if I draw 2 things in a row, we're not going to hit. We're just going to die in 2 hits from Hall. So I guess I would have to literally top deck Marvel, them not have a counter spell, and then hit something that is a good enough payoff to where we don't die. Chunk, we're at 3. They're literally going to clean up. They have so many cards in their hand. All right, well, we drew a tap land. We're dead. All right, it's round 5, and we are on the draw. This hand looks pretty keepable. We've got the curve that we need to win. Temple Garden. Oh, no. Amalia. Ugh. We can just die before we get there. All right, play the turtle. We're missing the black mana, right? Yeah. There's Amalia. Blooming Marsh. Glassblowers. Puzzle Knot. Trigger. Aether Hub we need. The other Puzzle Knot we don't need. So bottom this, top this. All right, are we dead? And we're dead. All right. We don't need to go through the whole thing. Sideboard. Knight of Dusk. Also, Kozilek's Return's probably good. I'm going to say Shieldred's not good in this matchup. What am I cutting? So they have no interaction for our stuff. Atraxa is not necessarily even a good enough hit because they can just kill us immediately. So cut Atraxa. And the turtles are also not relevant because they can just attack for lethal in one shot. So cut the turtles. All right, that works. We got Kozilek's that we can't cast. We do have energy with the Puzzle Knot able to scry. All right, keep Plains. Lunark. All right, that's triple black. We do need to hit specific stuff. Glassblower, Emrakul definitely to the bottom, and then Woodweaver also to the bottom. Deep Cavern Bat. I wonder which one they'll take. They know that we can't cast Kozilek's Return with the mono. All right, they did take it anyway. That's fine. Taking one from Veteran. Okay, I think it's more important that I scry for an important piece. So let's just pass with the Glassblower mana. Wild Growth. Triggers life gain. Thankfully, they're not really putting pressure on us. Another Lunark. Tax for 2. All right, pop this. Knight of Dusk's Shadow and Beseech the Mirror on top. Okay, so let's top both of them. So Knight. Oh, this is opponents can't gain life. All right, Knight, Woodweaver. So combo off, and we've got the energy that we need and the fodder that we need for next turn. Attacking with everything, eh? All right, I'll block a Veteran, sure. A Gonjo? Wow. All right. Well, Beseech with Bargain. Black, black, black. Sack the Puzzle Knot. Go grab Marvel. Cast it. Marvel it up. We hit Ulamog and Emrakul. I think on this board, it's better to... Okay, so like if they have Amalia in their hand, right? Then there's nothing I can do with Emrakul that doesn't just have us lose. So let's Ulamog and eat these two, I guess. All right, cast Ulamog. Eat Wild Growth and Bat. So do I care about Bat? Maybe I just get rid of some of their mana. Now let's just get rid of Bat. Coco. This is also indestructible, so they can't get rid of it with Amalia. Amalia Redain. They're keeping Thoughtseize on top? Why? All right. They're keeping Thoughtseize on top, sure. So they can Thoughtseize the Kozilek's Return? All right. So they have 2 cards in their hand that I don't know what they are. So if I ever attack, we can just die on the spot to a Wild Growth Walker. So let's just play Puzzle Knot. Actually, I can cast and crack the Puzzle Knot immediately, right? Yeah, okay. So Puzzle Knot, crack it, spin the Marvel. We hit Kozilek's and Emrakul. All right, let's cast Emrakul. Cast Emrakul. Babamf. So we know they're drawing Thoughtseize, so if they have it, I can Thoughtseize it out of their hand, so let's attack with Ulamog. Well, actually, no. If I attack with Ulamog right now, then they don't draw Thoughtseize, so I shouldn't attack. Okay, let's play this tapped. Over to them. Prosperous Innkeeper, Thoughtseize. Okay, sure. So, can't prevent them from doing this, so let's set up their next draw to be garbage. Actually, I can just attack with Amalia ahead of time, right? Is that better than setting up their draw? I don't think it is, actually. So Innkeeper, let's pay with the Mana Confluence. Then these trigger. All right, so resolve that. Then resolve Amalia. Thoughtseize is on top. Yeah, so leave it on top. Then we Thoughtseize themselves using the treasure token. Get rid of the Innkeeper. And then combat. These 2 attack. And then we block here and here. So their best creatures die and they're drawing a Thoughtseize. All right, they Thoughtseize Kozilek's Return. Go to combat. Swing, swing. Trigger Ulamog. They do have to chump this. All right, land, go. The thing is, it's actually better for Kozilek's Return to be in our graveyard. Okay, I don't think I changed anything about what just happened. Actually, hang on. Does Aether Meltdown interact with Amalia? No, it'll just trigger it again, right? The way combat tricks trigger with Amalia is you have to jump it above 20. You can't lower it because then it'll just keep triggering and eventually hit 20 anyway. Okay, yeah, so that doesn't work. All right, run it back. This hand's not gonna work. Yeah, this hand's not gonna work. All right, Night of Dusk Shadow, we're good. What am I chucking? I want to keep hitting lands on curve, so I'm probably chucking one of the 2 servants. Yeah, all right, let's do that. Mana Confluence, Lunarch. All right, Overgrown Tomb, pass. I probably play Knight first, before even any of these other cards. We take 1. They played 2 mana, and they played their Agonjo. All right, so Blooming, let's play Knight. Over to them. Seiju. Well, they did have the Skyclave. They stacked their triggers wrong, too, so they didn't get into life. All right, well, Botanical, I guess we play Servant to block. Land number 4. The fact that they didn't play much implies to me that they probably have Coco. Wild Growth Walker, but nothing else. All right, let's play Glass Blowers and see what's on top. Bottom these. It's pretty important that I hit what I need to hit. So if I play Hub and then crack this, I'll be at, so Hub 5 energy, then I go down 1 energy because I have to spend it. So 4 energy, and then I go to 6, so I can actually go off next turn if I hit correctly, so we should play Hub. All right, pass to them. No attacks. All right. No attacks and no anything, so they gotta have instant speed, something or other. So let's pop the Puzzle Knot. Bottom. I can cast Kozilek's Return. I guess I'm gonna keep that on top, in case they hit Amalia. All right, top that. So I have to keep 3 mana open, so let's play Woodweaver, trigger, then play this tap land, and then pass. Oh, it's Chord. All right, Chord for 2, trigger on the stack, Kozilek's Return. All right, they gain a life, and we get a 2/2 illusion. Oh, more of this. Return to the ranks, then they go off anyway. Well, Amalia will be a 20 power creature, and we're at 21 at least. So we've got a turn to find the answer. I also have a Servant in my hand, so I do have 1 blocker for it too. Are they leaving something on top, or they're just binning everything? I assume you would just keep going until you found another return to the ranks, right? All right, so they're just keeping Chord on top. Gotcha. All right, finally everything explodes. Wait, this is a 21 power creature? Well, we got 1 turn to block. Actually, no, we don't, right? Because they can Chord for Skyclave, unless they don't have one. They already have 2 Skyclaves in their graveyard. I guess I can also pop the Woodweaver. All right, Servant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're way away from casting Emrakul. Fatal Push? Really? All right, pop Woodweavers. They brought in Fatal Push for this matchup just to kill Servant. Oh, okay. Well, we're dead. They didn't even dig for that. They just happened to have it already. All right. 2 and 3 with Marvel. So I think some improvements to the deck could be that there's just a lot of games where they do have interaction for your Marvel, like especially in the blue-white control matchups. There's matchups where you actually could cast Atraxa, but these Eldrazi Titans are just completely inaccessible normally. Like, you're just never going to get to the point where you can actually cast these, even in slower games. So it's very possible that we want to replace the Eldrazi Titans. So I know that, like, the old standard Marvel deck would play the Titans, but then it would also play things like Chandra Awakened Inferno. Like, you'd have other things that you could cast that were big threats that would also be more castable, like 6 and 7 mana threats. So it's very possible we should just be playing 4 Atraxas and then possibly additional, like, instead of just cut the Titans completely and just play some other threats, although I don't know what those threats would be. I think Atraxa is a pretty good substitute for these guys, but after that, I'm not sure. The Shieldred was also pretty weak. Like, without a plan around it, it just winds up not being actually that good. I'm not entirely convinced that you need Mana Confluence, or that at least you need 4 copies of it. It's possible we could reconfigure the mana base so that we don't take as much damage from this, but I'm not sure about that. And then there's also a possibility that we should be playing different energy payoffs. So in particular, like Woodweavers being the only thing that adds 3 energy. We really want our things to add 3 energy, but there's not that many things that actually do that. Like Whirler Virtuoso is one of them, but Whirler's red. Sideboard-wise, we never played against Lotus Field, so I have no idea if this would have been any good. Elder Gargaroth was okay. Kozilek's Return obviously came up once in that matchup, but the fact that it's difficult to cast because you only have 8 lands and then maybe Servant to cast it makes it a little dubious, and it's possible that there's just other sweepers that we could play here that are actually in our colors, like Path of Peril or something. I'm not entirely sure how good Aether Meltdown is either, or if against aggro decks we should just be leaning full into just Marvel them to death. I like Knight, obviously, and then I feel like we actually need more duress effects against blue-white. It's just so hard to beat them because we need to get Marvel past their counter spells. So it's quite possible that we actually just want to play either Thoughtseize or some bigger hand disruption effects, like maybe Thought Distortion. I would need to run it a lot more times. I do think this deck has legs, though. I think we bricked on hitting a guy once when we activated Marvel in one of those blue-white matchups, but every other time we hit. So this worked out pretty well, I would say. So your media recommendation of the day is the movie Falling Down. So this is a movie, the premise is there's a everyday, regular, middle-aged office worker who just wants to go to work, and he's stuck in Los Angeles traffic, and he's just fed up, gets out of his car, and decides to walk to work. And along the way, he, of course, encounters a bunch of various events throughout the movie that go to his state of mind as basically a fed-up regular person. There's also the secondary main character is the cop who is investigating all of the events that he's getting involved in. There's more to it than that, but I can't really say more without spoilers. It's a movie that very much speaks to the frustration of the everyman, I would say. So that is my media recommendation of the day. So having made changes to the deck, this is what I'm thinking. So the idea behind this, so I've shaved, Shieldred never really came up, and I've shaved some cards. We're down to only 6 Eldrazi Titans, but up to 4 Atraxas. So the idea is that there's a lot of games where you just either don't have Marvel or you can't get it through counterspells, and these guys just rot away in your hand, not being able to do anything. Whereas the Atraxa is actually castable, so you want more cards that are castable. Unfortunately, aside from Atraxa, there's not too many other pretty good hits. The next best hit after Atraxa would probably be something like Titan of Industry. So it's potentially possible that you don't want the Eldrazi Titans at all, and you just want only things that are more castable. But for now, I think we're going to go with 6 Titans, 4 Atraxas. And then I've switched out what is in the energy adding categories. So rather than the Turtle and Servant, I initially picked those because I wanted to curve 1-drop, 2-drop, etc. from the early outset, which is why the Turtle was here. But I've realized that there's nothing on 3, which means you may as well just have something on 2 instead. And Servant also, the problem there was the ability for it to add mana occasionally came up, but not that often. You really just want more energy, and specifically things that add 3 energy. So in this case, we're adding Aether Theorist and Sage of Shayla's Claim as ways of having triple energy. That way, if you have any combination of Theorist, Sage of Shayla's Claim, and Woodweaver's Puzzle Knot, then you can go turn 2, play one of these, add 3 mana, then turn 3, play another one of these, or not 3 mana, 3 energy, then at turn 3, play another one of these, add another 3 energy, then you're at 6 energy, and you're ready to activate Marvel. Then in the sideboard, got rid of Kozilek's Return, 1, because it turned out not to be that good, 2, because we don't necessarily always have red mana in order to cast it, and since I'm cutting Servant anyway, that means we have even less red mana to cast it. Third, we're going down on Eldrazi Titans, meaning we can't even trigger it that much. So get rid of that, added Malicious Eclipse as a sweeper, although I'm not even sure that this and Aether Meltdown are necessary versus aggro. It may, against aggro, just be more prudent to just make sure that we just hit Marvel and kill them. So maybe instead of these, you just want threats that are better against aggro decks, like maybe Massacre Worm or those type of effects, or just something that gains a bunch of life like Titan of Industry. Like spinning into, depending on the kind of aggro deck that you're playing against, it may be better to spin into a Titan of Industry that can gain 7 life or however much life it gains, gain a bunch of life plus adding 2 bodies to the field, as opposed to playing like an Ulamog occasion that might be relevant. So this should be reevaluated with more experience. I also wanted more duress effects for the blue-white control matchups, and I'm not sure whether Thoughtseize or Thought Distortion is better. I feel like this is castable, and you can get to the point in the game where you can just play this and then it eats everything in their hand, and then next turn you can just follow it up with Marvel. If this isn't good, then this should just be Thoughtseize. And I was pretty happy with the mana base, so I haven't made any changes there. The biggest thing that I'm missing is there's lots of times when you just naturally draw Atraxa, Emrakul, Ulamog, and you can't play them, and they just sit in your hand rotting away. So I would like a card that puts them back in your deck. Unfortunately, so the kind of cards that put them back in your deck are 1, red, and 2, they're cards like Volcanic Spite and Valakut Awakening that they don't shuffle the cards back into your deck. They put them on the bottom, and you don't want the cards to be on the bottom. You want them to be in your deck so you can spin into them. And unfortunately, in Pioneer, there is just no card that directly takes a card out of your hand and shuffles it into your library. So, unless I'm missing something, but it doesn't look like I am. So I think this is how the deck is going to be for the time being. Again, the cards that are up for consideration are, I don't know if there's a spot for Rogue Refiner on the 3 mana slot. Possibly you don't want these Titans and you want to play something like Titan of Industry or just some other big threat that is more castable than the Titans. Maybe the mana base could use some work. The only thing I'm really looking at is whether you need to play Mana Confluence or not. And the sideboard probably needs work, with the cards most liable to be cut being Meltdown, Malicious Eclipse. If Fall of the Thran is junk against Lotus Field, then that would go too. And then the most likely card to add being Thoughtseize, but I'm not sure what else. And I think that is going to do it for the Marvel deck. I did have a lot of fun with this deck. It was surprisingly pretty fun spinning the Marvel and seeing what you got.